sometimes we get wonderful voicemails from people, and I went looking for the subject in particular that he's bringing up here. This is our good buddy Tyrone that sends us voicemails every once in a while. Anyway, he's talking to us. He always watches or I shouldn't say always watches the Jesse Lee Peterson show, but he's always commenting to us about Jesse Lee Peterson, and I appreciate that because he's a dangerous individual. He's a shitty human being.
He really is.
Here's the voicemail that we got from our friend Tyrone, and I'm going to let it play, and then we're going to jump into something else. Hang on.
Okay.
Hey, this your old friend Tyrone Haynes from Chicago, Illinois. I was on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. I called in, and the title is "You Won't Say It in My Face." That's the title. Him and I got into a nice argument, and he actually hung up on me. I hope you can get that. I hope you could get the show on, and you can hear it yourself.
And he says, "I hope you could play it on Wednesday." It's like, okay, that's a weird request, but we did not actually find your clip where you had this tussle with Jesse Lee Peterson, but I found.
But thank you for confronting him directly.
No, I'm going to look for it. I'm still going to keep an eye open because he's one of the people I hate subscribe to. I hate the fact that anyway, I found another video on his channel, which is kind of interesting because here's what the title of it is called.
Oh, can we do a thank you for calling in?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Tyrone. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Please keep calling us.
And thank you for respecting my boundary.
Yep. The title that came up for this one with the Jesse Lee Peterson episode is "Who Came Up with These Fish Mouth Car Designs? We Need Men Back," in capital letters, men.
Weird. All right.
Plus biblical question. Okay, so I'm going to let it play. Here we are.
My biblical question this week. My biblical question.
Fucking hate his speech. I hate his speech so bad.
Yeah, that speech impediment is.
I mean, I'm slightly lispy if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, but it's more of a sibilance thing. We use too many S sounds in the English language, and it's weird. If we'd sound like we're speaking parcel tongue if you're a non-English speaker. Anyway, Jesse, okay, we'll let him talk.
Can a job or career bring peace? Can a job or career bring peace?
Well, what's your guys' take? Can a job or career bring peace to your life? No, because you're
probably not.
It depends. Who are you working for? Are you working for that company or are you working for yourself? Because the work that I do here on Utah Outcasts every week is really fucking zen. It brings me peace,
Yeah, this brings me peace, but
jobs where my labor is being exploited for other people's gain? No, that's never going to bring peace.
No. Yeah, because capitalism. I'm entirely alienated from the product of my labor. So
right? Yeah, I mean, I guess we would want to qualify it. The difference between your work and your job.
Yeah, I guess that would be the best way of saying it. Anyway, let's see.
Your work can. Yeah, your job, not so much.
I want to know. I do want to know. I also want to know. I noticed that the new cars, the automobiles, the new cars.
Yeah,
yes,
the
I'm
cars.
familiar with cars.
Yes, I'm familiar with the concept of automobiles. And the short term for that is usually cars.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand what both those things are. The same thing. So cool.
Please.
He has a radio show, people.
Who are designing them nowadays?
Probably the same people that were designing them back then.
A bunch of white dudes.
The car.
Not even so much that you have a lot of Asian. I mean,
there's like they have like teams and groups of people that do design.
Yeah, it's never usually just one designer. If you have one designer, that's how you end up with the fucking Red Skull's car from Captain America. The giant monstrosity where it says, "Look at my dick,"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They are ugly. Who are designing automobiles? I noticed that on the front, like where the hood thing is under there, it has a big, wide open mouth.
That's because there's a radiator
the air
there.
intake.
Well, this is actually a thing in designing cars is that they're supposed to resemble faces. Like,
Sure.
that's actually a thing.
Yeah.
If you have a car that happens to have an intercooler for a turbo, you also have to have that crammed into the front somewhere because you're getting 60-mile-per-hour winds blowing into the grill of this thing to help cool it down. I mean, that's why you have an open mouth.
Yeah.
If you look at Teslas, they don't need any of that shit, and that's usually why
they're super sleek.
Or if you have a car that's a midship rear-wheel drive, like an NSX kind of thing, it usually didn't have anything in the front. Like Ferraris don't have that either. It depends on where the engine is placed. If the engine is placed in the front, you're definitely going to have a big opening up front in order for you to keep the goddamn thing cool and to allow an air charge to go into it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Look like a fish mouth. Or someone with those silver teeth. You know how those black people put those silver teeth things in? Yeah, like that. Who put
so
that?
Nice racism there, buddy.
Sure.
Yes, I know he's
but
black.
I
believe he's actually talking about a grill.
A grill.
Yeah,
which is actually that they got from cars. That's the grill on a car, and
it's also
an interesting that's an interesting comparison. It's kind of
also
circular.
Jesse Lee Peterson has the quote unquote stereotypical large black lip, which have been largely characterized as fish mouth as a slur.
Yeah.
So
I also find it interesting that he seems to think that only black people can have grills. Has he never heard of Paul Wall? You know,
he hasn't. Yeah,
them boys and them Daytons. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I know too much old fucking rap music.
Who came up with that idea? That's an awful looking thing. You like it, Joe?
He's showing a couple of like pictures of Aston Martins, which are dick cars. I mean, they're like, look at my dick.
Yeah,
they're like that kind of car. And usually the engine is put in the front of them. Therefore, you have to have the cooling, and it's usually a big ass V8. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
It does look like a fish mouth. I'm not a big fan.
It's a fish mouth. Who in the world designed those cars?
Yeah.
That doesn't look right. A car is not supposed.
This really feels racist to me. I'm sorry. Talking about the fish mouth thing is like a stereotypical like thing about black people. The big lips, like, which I mean, yes, that is a feature on a lot of West African people is larger lips.
I'm only going to give him a couple more seconds of talking about this shit.
And then they talk about fish mouth, and I'm like, okay, I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen a fish with that.
Usually, most fish don't swim with their mouths like wide the fuck open.
Well, most fish don't have lips, is my point.
Exactly, yeah.
Supposed to look like when you're driving down the road, it's blowing in the wind, and the wind is causing the mouth to open. Have you noticed that, Joe?
Blowjob joke.
Sometimes
look at that. That's awful in the front.
Or they look like a shark.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Look like that car is angry.
That's what they try to do in cars.
And it's not just these models. All look like, it seems as though, if not all, most cars have that look now. I don't like that. That's not manly.
Oh.
That's not manly at all.
Actually, it's designed to appeal to men, not women.
Yeah.
Because the belief is that men buy cars still to this day, even though, I mean, no.
That's not true. And the funny thing is, like, there was a very successful electric car company in, I think, New York in, like, the early 20s or something like that. And I'm only bringing this up because I just think it's funny that electric cars back then didn't require a radiator up front. So they had a very different looking front of the car.
Yeah.
And so in order to help them sell those cars to men, they put a faux radiator up front to make it look different, because they required it to look different for the guys to be able to
all just
buy.
men. It's all just men. It's all just men. It's all marketed to men, Jesse. It's all marketed to men. So, like, it's not manly. Fuck off.
What I've noticed is that, what do you think about it, Joe?
Yeah, I always noticed that too, how they have a weird fish looking front end.
It's pure ugly.
Okay. Tell us about why.
But I've noticed that because the lack of manhood in America today and the lack of morality, you don't really get quality anything anymore.
Fuck you, man. Every Volkswagen I've owned in the last 20 years has been a quality fucking product, man.
I don't know. There's been some quality shit the past few years.
My Subaru is quite lovely.
Yeah.
Every computer I've had in the last, 10 years has lasted longer than anything I've had previous to that.
Yeah.
That's also because I got rid of Windows, but
There's that.
Yeah.
You don't get quality service. You don't get quality designs. You don't get quality entertainment.
Fuck you. You get the Utah Outcasts for free.
There's been some fantastic entertainment out there. And I'm sorry, but design is it's constantly changing.
And it's subjective as fuck.
It is super subjective.
Hey, did you guys see the Banksy, the picture that shredded itself today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's going to go up and worth 50% now.
Fucking art collectors, I swear to God.
Yep. Bourgeoisie motherfuckers.
Yep.
It's the reason it shredded itself, because he's like, nope.